Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the last live stream of this week, 6:45 a.m. Eastern on 6/18. Tomorrow is Juneteenth. We won't be streaming. Kind of nice having a day off. Question 1. Do we have news today? We do. We got medium impact news. Unemployment claims. All right. Financial juice. Did Trump say anything overnight? Yeah. June 17th, I signed Iran memorandum. And that was on the 17th at 17:05. And then right there when he signed the memorandum, which is a what? Back to grade 1 English. Written document for internal communication. Good to know. We had that push higher, right? Consolidation in Asia. Very simple today, guys. What we were looking at is there was a gap here from the open. When we opened up, we pushed higher. And then finally, we filled that in yesterday with FOMC. I tried going long here, but there just wasn't enough time in the day, and I got stopped out for break even here. Price moved higher since the new day opening, right? We have some liquidity here at Asia. You can see here those relative equal lows. Like this is what my sees and it looks at. We pushed higher, consolidated, created all this liquidity above us, pushed lower, grabbed that liquidity, pushed higher. And now we're in this area where these are the levels I'm interested in. This is first presentation. Bounce here of yesterday. You can see how nicely price respected it. It was solo level was fine. It was okay. This might be an interesting little long here. Okay. Before I place it, we'll talk a bit more here. I'm not sure if I will. But we've got buy side liquidity here. Went down. Not sure really what it took here, but eventually pushed up and grabbed all these smooth highs. We've created these two relative equal lows. You can see how yesterday's first presentation, fair value gap, held price to the downside. Pushed price above it, used it as support. Finally broke down. That's when it went to the mean threshold of the daily fair value gap, which is this right here. And again, you can see resistance, a drive higher. This technically took this. There was minor sell side right here, which it did take. Right, all of these lows here. And I'm watching right now to see if we're gonna actually hold this level and pop higher, or if we're gonna collapse below and grab these lows here. So we have two levels of liquidity. In terms of where's price gonna go, that's an excellent question, because at this point we're at the middle point of these two levels of liquidity. And the top one for sure is going to be a target. The bottom one is it's decent. we'll see. Would this be a 3-to-1 if I were to take it? Let me yes. High, lower high. We had SP actually right here. Before that drop lower. We have these relative equal lows here. Those are London lows down there. So let's see here. This is going to be I of VG. We technically closed here to the upside. I'm just not 100% feeling this long, guys. Can't put my finger on it. But all the bodies here stayed above it. Okay, you know what? Relative equal highs, liquidity sweep here to the downside. Bodies are staying in the upper half of first presentation of yesterday. Let's see how it reacts here. If it's going to want to, if it does something like this where it pushes lower and it fails once again, then that might be the entry. But again, I'm just worried about, like, we have 2 levels right now. When we have 2 levels, it's always a risk. Like yesterday, we had 2 levels and I picked the wrong one. It's really nice to see this taken, and then we look for longs. This is more of like, what if price never gets here and it just powers? So that's why there's a lot of hesitation there. And look at that, it rejected this SIBI, fair value gap, push lower. Good morning. I'm just gonna call you KG, man. I don't want to mispronounce your name. If we break this level, that'd be shorts from here, right? Automatically. If we stay above it, it's longs. This is kind of like my line in the sand here. Good morning, SNE. If I can't pronounce your name, I'm just going to use either the first 2 letters or the first 3 letters of your username. All right. Yeah, but this would be like, stop loss would be there. That would be long. So, like this is like, what do we have here? Minor buy sell side inversion of IFVG, first presentation fair value gap, and trying to take the upside here for 3.5 to 1. Could it work? Yeah, it could. Right. What's the big downside here? This sell side liquidity, which it could be actually going towards, right? There was no shift in market structure here. It's just an IFVG inversion using the first presentation as support. Okay. But for me, I'm gonna hold off here. I'm gonna hold off here. We also broke below yesterday's daily wick consequent encroachment. But again, we'll see, like, this is like a very strong level here. Like, just in the past, it just supported price nicely. I love first presentation for value. Yeah, you have to use them in the correct context too. Are we in the macro? No, yeah, we are in the macro. We're in the 750 to 710 macro. You can see here, price is just sitting in the upper half of this level. See this inversion right here? Not liking it so much because we broke above it. We're back below it. So I'm not going to look at this fair value gap anymore. That's not into consideration right now. The only thing is us kind of staying above this upper half of this first presentation fair value gap. If we see a closure below, then it's going to be short. Like that right now. That short I will take. Like if we take that, then I will put my stop loss. Where is the high of this fair value gap here? Let's see. Oh, it's really up there. 4, 5, 6. Like two possible options here. We break below. It'll be like a 2-to-1. But it has to break below this level. And I really hope it does. If it breaks below, grabs this, then we get some reversals here. Maybe if it pushes to this London lows here, that's maybe when we can start going higher. But like if we kind of think about it, London has been pushing generally up, and then we kind of consolidated and created a top. So hopefully we got a pullback. And again, from a daily perspective, it's tricky here. These aren't relative goal high. Well, they are. They look better on NQ. But like this high isn't as nice as this high, right? SMT with the drop lower. Right. Yes. Yes, take out these lows. It did. Grab the technically SMT is going to happen right here. Actually, where will SMT happen? Technically, the shift in market structure will be all the way. These are also highs that are pretty sus here. Seven o'clock in 3 minutes. Remember, at 7 o'clock, we get that random spike. LOL, no stress. I just let that come out. I don't know what you're referring to, but yeah. Can't be stressed out, guys. The last trading session, let's make it a good one. I'll be really happy if we take a nice win today and we close the charts down for the week. We kick it off on Monday. That's why I'm kind of just, being patient here. And if the move runs without me, whatever. But this is sus. I'm going to remove this too. Regardless if I go long or short, it's going to be roughly 19 to 20 points. Just going to be 4 contracts for me. Right, $200 risk. Like option 1 is like that. Again, we want to see more. Option 2, it's pretty straightforward. Once we break below here, we'll take that short there. Technically, this here, guys, is considered a high probability fair value gap. Okay. So HP fair value. The reason why is because it's sitting on a daily quadrant. Yesterday's daily candle, like the upper wick, it's sitting on like the mean threshold, and that's considered a very strong level, especially when we have a fair value gap sitting on it. So that's a quadrant with a fair value gap sitting on it. You can see I have quadrants here as well, tapped out. But this is like a strong level here. Maybe if it goes higher, we'll catch to the upside if it starts kind of, creating that shift in market using these fair value gaps as inversions. And it won't be as big as an RR, but that's going to be if it were to find support here and if it were to go up, I'll find some level higher. But these lows here and are a bit sus. There's two levels here. We have to wait for one to be taken, unfortunately. That's interesting, right? 7 o'clock candle pushes up higher, goes into this fair value gap once again, pushes lower. Yeah, it's going to close in. So it's closed in the upper half again of this first presentation from yesterday. See, like now I would definitely not be going long, seeing something like this. It's really bouncing between these two levels. And the overall market structure, I feel like it wants to push lower. But we have to see something to show us that definitely, and that's going to be that closure below. On the 5-minute, price, it pushed into this daily fair value gap. Sorry, 5-minute fair value gap. Close below. Oh, closer in 3 minutes, but that's what it did so far on the 5-minute candle. And you can see here on the 5-minute perspective, you know, it's you look at price structure here. These highs are these lows. What is it going to target? And that is an excellent question. So you will have to wait. There's also a 15-minute fair value gap. Like if you guys look at your 15-minute chart, this is a 15-minute fair value gap. It's pushing into that. So it's pushing into a lot of bearish fair value gap, known as SIBIs, right? Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Daily's not shown. Well, daily, we have our quadrants from the wick. I think that's enough. Looking at the 1 hour, if 1 hour has anything. 1 hour, I don't have anything. Let's see the 4 hour. Nothing. Okay. All of these bodies here ended up being in the upper half of the fair value gap. So this is signaling that price doesn't have the strength to break below. So that's interim level strength, FYI. You can also see this as something else where price is really attempting to break it lower. But usually when what I see says is like you want to see like 2 taps and then you want to see it run. You don't want to see it like hovering on a level. But that was the consolidation. Here's like technically a mini distribution, or it might be the Judah to the upside, filling in some of this higher level fair value gaps with the push lower here. So again, we have 2 levels of liquidity that we could target, but in terms of an entry, I'm not confident in one or the other right now. So it's moving into this daily wick consequent encroachment here. If you guys took this long, great. I'll go break even right now. But it was not. This 5-minute closure that we'll get in 10 seconds, it's going to tell me a lot. We're closing within all the fair value gaps on the 5-minute right now from a body perspective. To be honest, in the lower half, if I was long here, I would be freaking out about it continuing long because what I like, based on the 5-minute closure, it looks bearish. But you got this minor buy side liquidity here above us. Price tried closing above this high probability fair value gap, it closed below. Very aggressive trade would be taking something like this, assuming that was the pullback. I'm going to take a... All right, so this is going to be an aggressive sell. I'm assuming that it's not going to go higher and it's going to basically push through this fair value gap. Aggressive rejection off of, higher time frame fair value gaps. And I'm going to be going for this level right here and this level right here. There you go. I'm going to scale in. Once it closes below, I'm going to scale in once again. Actually, let's do this. Okay, we're at 6 here. Can I beat the clock? I'm still risking around the same. Again, I don't have enough time to calculate how much I'm risking on this trade. Right. Partial can definitely be done. So we have, I'm going to go to break even once we hit midnight open. $200 risk here. Wouldn't want to see price breaking here to the upside. We closed below, aggressively rejected this area. Price should not get back up this high. I can even butt my stop loss to like above, these, even this side, but we do have this imbalance here. So I'm just leaving above this imbalance. My risk somewhat is still being, managed from a number perspective, but yeah, I'm happy with my stop loss there. In 6 seconds, seeing that body close in the lower half, that'd be perfect. There's also this fair value gap here. This can be seen as like a breaker, right? Higher high, lower high, breaker. So we're above the breaker as well. And those are going to be those lows there that we're hunting. What is this? 2-to-1 here. If these bodies close in the upper half of this first presentation, I wouldn't like that. Okay. I want to see it stay in the lower half. Just like that. That's good. That's like good confirmation here. I'm probably going to partial out too when we hit midnight open here or here. One of these two levels, but probably this one. And then I'll let it take me out all the way to complete sell side here. You can do something like this. Midnight open is always. You know what? Since it's a 2-to-1 here, we'll just let it rip. All right, I'm at break even. Let's do a little do we do partial? What's the point of doing a 2-point partial for $50? We'll just let it go. Oh, my stop loss actually above here. Above this order block high here. That was nice momentum, to be honest, to the downside. I'm going to partial out at 0.5 here, 0.2. That's a better level. So, you know what? Let's just do a limit order here. Limit order, and then like that. So right before the, so there's one partial. Buy stop. 2. I really wish it could do this all automatically for me. Am I copy trading? Good. I am copy trading. I'm going to break even at this point. You know, technically you can partial out 2 there as well below that low, because it can definitely turn around and not even hit that low. So just low hanging fruit, guys. That is not the rejection I wanted to see. Keep dropping, man. There you are right there. My stop loss is below this expansion candle to the downside. And now it's either this price or that price. I'm not really losing out much on. Come on. Mother flipper. Okay. So it almost hit my target. It decided to come back and stop me out there, but I'm out for roughly, what is that? 350 per account. See, so this is what I talk about, like low hanging fruit. See, I had a feeling NQ would screw me over here. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to drop a like. It helps me out a lot. But remember, guys, how like we were sketched out, but like again, it's just this seemed a bit like something off about it. Couldn't put my finger on it, but like once we had this rejection of this high probability fair value gap, 5-minute closure below. Like open up the 5-minute chart, guys. And this is what I saw on the 5-minute chart. Bottom left. Look how that candle closed. See? Do you see this bullish? Can you guys see it on my screen? I want to put that up. OBS, where are you? Okay, you guys should see it. Good. Here is a bullish fair value gap. Okay. And here's a bearish one that formed. And look how this body here closed. That was my confirmation that, you know what, we're probably dumping. And I even took it before we closed below this fair value gap here. So that's kind of what I was looking at on the side. Could not show you guys that real time. I did say it verbally, but I couldn't do the screen switching. So anyways, first trade of the day done. Liquidity's probably gonna be taken here. When he gets this close to a target, I always trail like insane. Because like there's a chance that price will just freaking find support and just go up. But I think right now it's gonna collapse and hit this lower low here. But we'll see. Again, I think you can do whatever it wants. We just have to find a little small edge here. VWAP. To be honest, I know what VWAP is. It's good to know that. Let's see what VWAP at 3374. 374. So there's a VWAP. So am I assuming that like price is like going to your VWAP here, like below? Becomes an IFEG. We are in MMSM. MMSM. We so MMSM. So for those that don't, and I haven't, to be honest, I used to trade this model a lot. I don't anymore. It's basically when we have original consolidation. So maybe this is original consolidation here. We have distribution. probably like 2 legs higher, smart money reversal, and we go back down. Like this is called a market maker. I think this is the sell model, or it could be the buy model. It's one of the models, right? This is the market maker model. And you target like original consolidation. Is this what you're seeing, Martin? This is the only market maker. Like this here is a good example of a market maker. I think it's a buy model here. Original consolidation, push lower, smart money reversal, and then you target original consolidation liquidity. That's really it, guys. That's it in a nutshell. You won't see me find these setups. I used to. For some reason, I don't. I might have to watch those MMSM videos again, and we can definitely incorporate it because it's very aligned with what we're seeing here. There you go. Perfect. See, Martin. But we can, if you guys want to start focusing on MMSM and finding them, we can definitely do that. Where it's consolidation, push up, and then 2-stage delivery to the downside. So anyway, this is done. Digital Nifty trade. Yesterday we hit 50% of the new week opening gap, so I really don't know what to expect. Yesterday we hit the volume imbalance. The weekly gap, exactly. That was my overall target for this entire week, and we hit it. And now, since we hit it, we're just going to be playing these little tiny, let's call them like bitch moves. Because I don't have a strong sense of daily direction right now. We took sell side, which is that new week opening gap. And technically, if price is bullish with like the whole Iran deal happening and everything, we should be going up. So, guys, if I pull $600 more today, it's payout. It's payout before a long weekend. A wife gets happy. It's one more 3-to-1. See if I can do it. Can't rush it. If I rush it, I'm going to start losing a lot. So what I found when it comes to like prop firm payouts, you have to ignore your accounts completely. Don't care about the payouts. Don't care about the profits. Just trade the strategies. It's very difficult to do. I struggle with it. And I remember once, this was earlier in the year, I had 5 Top Step 50K accounts. They're all sitting at $8,000. And I'm like, I have to get the 10K for YouTube because then I can show max payout on Top Step. And I took my accounts from 8,000 each. So they were sitting at 40,000 all the way down to 2,000. So I lost like 20 trades in a row. Don't even ask me how. And then for that last 2,000, I took $1,000 payout and then I blew my accounts. So there's a lot of great companies out there. The one that I'm currently with is because they're fairly new and they have a nice pricing model with a 1-day pass. It's called Funded Family Futures. It's there in my little banner. It's the very first one. I personally like it. And I think with code DOM, you can get almost 50% off depending on which plan you select. I like the Prime 50Ks. Prime 50K, I'm paying $90 for it. I pass it within, if I get lucky, within 5 minutes. 3 hours later, they activate, and then I trade that. So I currently have 3 accounts. And I'm going to leave it at 3. I'm not going to kill more than 3. And my next prop firm most likely is going to be, I think I'm going to go into FundedNext, and then after that, I might go into Alpha. So every single payout, I buy 2 or 3 more accounts, and you slowly grow that number. So on my next payout, you'll see me trading at 5 accounts, and then once I get payout, you'll see me at 10 accounts. And that's how you kind of grow to the upside. And then eventually, hopefully not, you blow and then you start over again from like 1 or 2 accounts, get a payout, and then double, and then double. And that's how you protect your wallet, guys. And eventually, the goal is going to be, look at this, guys. The question here is like, should I have held it all the way down here? Honestly, maybe. But if it reversed and took me out, that sends me over the edge. So I think that R was decent. It was almost 2-to-1 there for me with my partials. But if you're still in this trade, I'll probably, get above these bullish fair value gaps here and just hope that it's going to find some structure here and push the downside. Right now, we're trading below a daily fair value gap. So this right here, I'm going to transpose it for you guys. This is a giant daily fair value gap. We just broke below mean threshold. The fair value gap isn't sitting on that on that MT, on that mean threshold of it. But in terms of low hanging fruit, that was the objective. We've got this objective here. This is going to be, I'm going to be trading towards it today. It could be in the next hour. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait for some kind of confirmation, right? Technically we had a drive lower here. This can be seen as an IFEG that took out liquidity. It might reverse here, but again, these lows right here, again, sketchy. So this is going to be if I were to be trading this, I would be holding this as my next draw here. So this is not liquidity anymore. We can put that behind price and seeing if price is going to get here. And I think someone mentioned, I think it was Martin, the MMSM, original liquidity. So original consolidation, we pushed higher, right? We created a top. It's a very ugly MMSM. Because a proper MMSM looks like this, guys. So we got liquidity, push higher, 2-stage, smart money reversal, 1-stage, 2-stage. So this would be your, and I'm going to review his videos. It's been a while. I'm going to be honest with you. It's my technicals here on the stage deliveries. They're not probably 100, but it should look something like this, right? So we've got consolidation, drive higher to a key point of interest, reversal, and we're attacking this consolidation here. What else you guys wrote? Have you ever noticed that most of the time we hit MO, it gives me the idea for balanced price range? Martin, what's MO? I probably know what it is, but I just can't figure it out. Yeah. Lucid's also an option. I might go into Lucid next. I reached out to Lucid. I'm like, make me an affiliate, and they're like, no. You're too small of a YouTuber. I'm like, okay, that's okay. Give me a couple months. I think it's inevitable to keep performing online on live streams. Because I do want to do giveaways and stuff. So if I have big months, I'll do giveaways out of my own personal fund. And if prop firms give me free stuff to give away, I'll definitely start passing that on as well. So midnight open. Oh, right. So let me reread that. Okay. So have you ever noticed that most of the time when we hit MO, it gives me the idea for a balanced price range? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, right? But that price is balanced, it balanced itself out since the open. The way I use the open, it's like a confluence factor where if we're trading above it and there's a draw below me and the open is also below me, many times I've seen price just stop like this. And this thin dotted line here is midnight open, and it just reverses and goes in direction. I see it as a draw sometimes, but it's just something I'm always looking at. I don't really say it. If we're going long and we're above it, you're definitely in a premium, in my opinion, from the New York midnight open. I have it here sometimes, and I just look at it real time, and I'm like, can price? Remember when I said let me partial out on midnight open, but then I'm like, listen, if it's gonna get to midnight open, it's gonna rip these lows in you, a new a-hole. That's how I saw it there. they're using the midnight opening range. It's something that ICT talked about, I think, last year. Don't quote me on this, but he takes the first 30 minutes from 12 to 12:30. So he does this from 12 to 12:30. Okay, so this is the range here of midnight open. And when you're trading London, you find the first presentation that happens with significant displacement. I think it's going to be this one, to be honest. You got to be picky about your first presentations. And he's like, always like, look how the mean threshold gets utilized of it, which it kind of does here. And then here it breaks. How the lows get utilized. See? So, lows. And then you can see the first presentation after midnight, it gets utilized here. When it breaks above, comes back, rejection, and then that's push higher. That's how he uses like the midnight open. So if you trade London, I don't use this because I trade pre-New York, and after New York afternoon and lunch sometimes. But this is how ICT uses the midnight opening range. Again, if you guys trade London, find that video. I don't know where it is or how it's called, but that's something that can be used. Okay. So we push lower, we grab sell side liquidity, we have buy side above us and a bit more sell side below us. And if you look at the range here, we're roughly sitting at, I think we're still in a discount here. Let's see here. Yeah, we're approaching basically the middle of the range. So we're between these two levels. If you're asking yourself, where is it going to go? I think up, but we have to wait for some kind of confirmation here, right? Right now, technically, this is a market structure shift, right, to the upside. Okay. So kind of liquidity grab, punch lower once, punch lower twice, the Mike Tyson 1-2, we're pushing higher. A really good fair value gap as like a bias would be this green one right here. It's Wednesday's first presentation. So being really safe here. If I see a closure above and price can't break back below it like it did here and here, right? And then that might be your bellwether fair value gap to push price higher. Okay, so like I think this is like a really safe, because like once you break above this, I think we're probably going to be going higher, and you create a stop loss in a position above that. When we're below this, you get higher RR trades, but there's a chance that price is just going to grab maybe liquidity here on the upside, maybe just breeze this fair value gap here and then push lower to this resting liquidity below us. Okay. That's how I'm seeing the market right now, personally. I'm not always right, guys, but that's how I'm seeing it. Oh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and SNE, yeah, prime funded 50K is my favorite right now. And again, like, there's other solutions, but yeah, there's that. And then I get a tiny kickback from it if you guys use my code. So always appreciate that. ICT just said good morning. Let's see what he's saying. He just tweeted right now. I realize it seems like I don't want to share with you when actually I'm teaching you patience. Daily chart analysis requires you to find patience inside the long periods we must submit to time daily chart requires to deliver. No interface or extra perspectives, no narrative, CCL and DXY, what happened? Same concept used on higher time frame charts. So honestly, but anyways, what I realized is if I use ICT's tweets for shaping my analysis, I do poorly. Every time he starts being like crazy and he's like, price is going to go to this level, price is going to go to that level, somehow it screws me up every single time. There are two fair value gaps on the 30-minute below. Which one would be better looking for a swing long entry? Okay, 30-minute, a time frame I don't use, but let's open it up here. Are you talking about the 30-minute chart there, Peter Yalis? Like a swing long, like this right here? To be honest, like looking at the 30-minute here, We have like this like insane V shape here. We grab liquidity. We're pushing up higher. Yeah, there's one right here. And there's one more right here. Which you probably have to pick. To be honest, if I'm doing a swing entry, I would hope it would get to these levels right here. Like this inversion right here, this, and I'll see how it respects it. And assuming if that's all you're going off of, I would do something like, and I'll do something like this where like that would be my swing. Using the 30-minute fair value gap here. If that's you take Asia lows here, it dips below, you grab the long, and you hope that it doesn't, right? Is it going to get there? I don't know. If I don't trade that way, to be honest, like 30-minute finding fair value gaps, we look for 1 minute, clean structure shifts using key high probability fair value gaps. But that's kind of what I would, think. There's my 2 cents though, but it's not something I would like. That fair value gap is below here, right? So like if price gets down there, is price going to get back up here within the day? I don't think so. It's a short week. Tomorrow is Juneteenth. It's a holiday. Let me see the CME trading hours for Juneteenth. I've received some emails from prop firms saying that they're closing. Yeah, the US repo market is closed tomorrow. So today is the last day of trading. So yeah, your call, guys. But I think after 1 o'clock today, you shouldn't trade. It's a short week. And again, liquidity sweep, Asia lows below us. Price right now is heading towards this fair value gap here. Dom, I think the video from London, someone clipped it. ICT, SMC. Yep, that's it. That's probably it. So if you guys are interested if you guys trade London, you can definitely look into using first presentation after midnight, which is right here. You can see we closed below it. We pushed above it. We're actually technically using, what's actually crazy, guys? And again, you have to pick your PD arrays. There's so many of them. And I cycle through them. And right now what you see is what I use just because I see the most profits and benefits. But this here is first presentation after midnight. And you can see here how nicely priced used it here, even here, to be honest, right? It rejected it, broke below, displaced higher, shifted market structure. To be honest, if I had this printed out like this, maybe I would have taken a long right there. But it wasn't there, right? But it made this long so much nicer at this point. And then price pushed higher. And right now, we have to ask ourselves, what's going to be the next move? Is it going to this little 1 minute fair value gap and is it an expand? One push higher. Question 2 is I always look at RTH gaps. I like RTH gaps a lot. And I always look at where did we open up yesterday? And this is where we opened up yesterday, right here. And I'm going to create a red line. These red lines, I don't know what they are. We can delete them. Or let's move this one right here. So this, we closed at 30.28. We closed all the way down here and we opened up all the way up here. So to be honest, right now we're at a 380 point gap opening. You know, it'd be nice to see price push up higher here, open and then crash lower to mean threshold. That's going to be my general bias for the day. Okay. But always look at RTH gap and where are we going to be opening up in 2 hours from now and what would price want to do there? But remember, there's a 70% chance it fills mean threshold. And we're basically looking at, liquidity above us. And there's also this liquidity below us from London lows, which hasn't been taken. I'm about to sneak. So a 1 minute structure here, liquidity sweep, shift in market structure. We're above the first presentation after midnight. We can even take the midnight range here. Let's just see how it's going to conform with price. Midnight opening range starts from here all the way, I think, down here. Why isn't this the first presentation? It's because it has to be significant displacement. And here it's displacing and taking out this low. So it wouldn't be this one. There's a lot of weird rules that I see created around first presentations. And to be honest, sometimes I'm not sure if a fair value gap is a first presentation, but I was giving my best shot. And I think it's this one right here. It's also a suspension block where there's a gap above and below price. All right. So you can see here, this is basically the midnight opening range. Oh, and I'm going to share something with you guys. This is actually interesting for trading the, so since price, actually, hold on, let's see what price did. 736 here. What am I looking for right now? I'm looking for if we can get below this first presentation after midnight. Like you can see it's a significant fair value gap. But remember, fair value gaps that you should use are ones that have been respected well in the past. If you have a fair value gap, like this one right here, guys, put this in your notes. Because I know this is ICT teaching. It's not my teaching. If you get something like this, do not use this fair value gap, like this blue one right here, okay? You don't want it, that's not clean delivery. This is clean. This is clean. This here is clean. Like this is a nice fair value gap to use, okay? Out of all the fair value gaps you can use, this is currently the nicest one, and it sits on the mean threshold of a daily fair value gap, which makes it even better. It's called a high probability fair value gap. This one was higher probability, and this one may be high probability as well. All right, we're closing below here. To be honest, I don't know. There's always, so there's the option of trading this if it closes below here, seeing if it wants to get back up and basically using that as inversion. The reason why I'm not absolutely in love with this is we just took out a level of liquidity here. Can price do this and continue lower all the way to London lows? It can. Can you use that upcoming macro? It can. Can price revert here and push higher? It can. But that's kind of what's going through my head right now on, you know, seeing possible shorts here. And it would be technically like, you know, with a 3-to-1 here, assuming a collapse. What would my stop loss be? 20 point. 4 contract, 5 contract, 4 contract. That might be, so, you know, we've closed below this level once again. We've got liquidity. Maybe. To be honest, this might be a possible move here. Let's see if it wants to get back into, like, where would I have? Technically, this is the shift in market structure to the downside now, right? There's more negatives to this one than the previous short. Five-minute is bearish. This is kind of like consolidation. Like we kind of just like sat in this area for way too long. Okay, you know what? But the 1 minute tries to go up and it closes below mean threshold. I may take the 3-to-1, go on the downside here. But I'm just a bit, you know, first presentation. So what's going to be holding price here? I'm assuming that price is heavy. It took out buy side here. It shifted in market structure. We're below first presentation after midnight, which it held price really nicely. Gonna displace without me here, price? We'll see. Well, shit. Sometimes you wait for one more candle to give you confirmation, and it just does this, right? Or sometimes you wait for it, and you're like, thank God I didn't enter the trade. But just because it displays like this doesn't mean we can't like get in. I'm still waiting. It would have been really nice to have a stop loss up here. We displace lower. Let's see what ES is doing. ES is already below these lows, right? There's crazy SMT happening. Okay, so guys, another negative I just found out right now. We have London SMT. Like this is London here. And this is NQ. So London is definitely heavier. That's the SMT that you're going up against. So the prices are not synced, just a negative. But we'll price enter. Another douchey enters the room. You know what? I didn't see their comment, to be honest. Someone's being douchey in the comments. I don't see. Anyways, whatever. Martin, do you see a comment from someone that I don't see? I'm curious. I wonder if community. But anyways. And then once we grab these shorts here, I think longs might be the answer. We got a fair value gap here. Oh, douchey. All right, cool. That's cool. Well, you guys are from the Netherlands. Unfortunately, we'll see what price does here. But you can see here, 1 minute bearish, or order flow is being respected. I think this is probably the next draw here. I'm just gonna wait for an entry, see if I can get something. This was the entry here. It would have been nice to have the balls execute it, but SMT here. This push lower here is very, very shallow. It wasn't like this is gonna be like one giant order block here, pushing into it right now. SMT on ES. I would have been broken out of break even right now, so it would have been a trade I'd be in at the point. Anyways, I'm watching right now. I am watching. To be honest, I think the easier trade is once you grab these lows here, with the SMT, start taking longs on NQ. That's what I want to see, to be honest, because after that, we got Asia lows, which has liquidity below it. Yeah. What time is it? 7:44. It's a strong close right there. See, you guys how I'm wavering between longs and shorts? This is something that you don't want to see from me, where I'm like, oh, we might go long, well, we might go short. That's when I'm kind of like, it's a reminder for me to be on the sideline. And sometimes I just don't know where. And remember, guys, there's probably traders out there that always know where price is going, maybe like ICT. I don't know where price is always going. And when I don't know, I shouldn't trade. Doesn't mean I don't trade. It means I shouldn't. And all of you shouldn't be trading either. There's 3-minute IVG. Yeah, let's look into the 3-minute chart. Let's tricky, guys. This is really tricky right now. What's happening with price? It's kind of consolidating. It's going to blast in a direction. But you can see here, like if price gets above this high and it gets above this, I think it's a clear shot to the upside. Like once price does something like it breaks this high here, it's above here. That's going to be like the really easy trade for us. Highest probability chance of it hitting these highs, because that gives me like full confirmation that like we're above that level. That's kind of keeping price below. 3 minute little fair value gap here. You're right. There's something there. But it looks like price doesn't have speed or direction to get in. It's going back into midnight open here. Relative equal lows. Like technically, SMT highs. First presentation. I'm going to have my trade ready to go. It's probably going to be something like this. 18 points, 6 contracts. Three to 1, almost a 4 to 1 if we hit these highs. Or these might be highs that price, or price might do this. And again, a scenario playing in my head, going to consolidate, it's going to push lower. We open, we're going to get to around mean threshold, and maybe this might be a target for the afternoon, if not for next week, because Friday's closed, right? But again, this is too smooth, guys, too smooth. Did we close on did we close on 3 minute yet? Not yet. Wait, there's a 3 minute fair value gap right there. We're pushing into. Again, using that mean threshold there as like a bellwether to see if we're going to get above. Again, the market shifted to the downside. Here, it's still in bearish delivery overall. 5 minute looks bearish to me. 15 minute looks like it's being exhausted to the downside. So I have to wait, guys. We have 8:30 news as well. Macro in 3 minutes. You can see here how like this, like price technically is still respecting this fair value gap, because like look at the bodies here, like their failure pushes away, slices through it, uses it as support, pushes higher, slices it, and now it's kind of acting, now it's consolidating in the first presentation after midnight. So again, the bodies are still closing above here. Will it close below and push lower? I don't know. But again, we have 2 levels of liquidity, above and below. And the easy longs, like if price goes lower, then let it go lower. We're going to grab the first IFEG to the upside, and we're just going to pound these highs. And it's going to be like a 6 to 1 or a 7 to 1. So if it does that, then we're just going to basically play that. If it decides to go higher from here and it uses first presentation of yesterday, then we'll take the long. But from here, going long or short, there's risks. All right, let's see what Martin's saying. The 15-second chart is respecting all the bearish fair value gap. 3-minute IPG, see London at 257. 257. Yeah, and sometimes you guys give me gold nuggets here that I overlook. So I always am open to opinions. And then we validate them. Yep. So this right here, again, high probability fair value gap. Why? The one that Martin, it's sitting on a daily quadrant of a daily fair value gap. Right? You can use it for your entry, your analysis. Right? Or like the one that I have nested in the middle. But this is like still a good fair value gap here to use. Like it's a high probability fair value gap. Here we kind of just like, this is what I'm all liking right now. Like this little box of price action right here, it's messy. There's probably some structure to it. Don't get me wrong on the 15-second or 30-second or something, but from like a 1 minute perspective, and I look at very obvious price action, I think it's 50-50 to be honest. I feel like it's going to go up, but I might be wrong. It might go down, but I need better confirmation to put risks behind it. And again, one nice little clean trade, 3-1 for me, and it's payout day for me, and I'm done for the week. So that's why you see me being a bit more patient here. So that's long entry 1. Long entry 2 would be somewhere like right here, below London lows. I would like that. Something like that. That's going to be entry 2 if we get it. And again, we're opening at 9:30, so we're going to have to see some significant displacement. But that would be nice. Right before 9:30, pump up, fake everyone out, back down. Did anyone catch any shorts or longs today? I'm curious. Interesting close right here above that fair value gap. Again, the overall structure here, like just based off of these fair value gaps here, that looks nice. That looks decent. Nice little pump higher. All right, we might get longs here, guys. The macro starting, it started pushing up higher, right when it started. Let's see if it has the willingness to take this green fair value gap here. And if it does, we're going to be seeing if we can take this to the upside here. And that's what I want to see for confirmation. My favorite PD array is first presentations. My second one is like IPGs off of sell side displacement or buy side. So I'm putting a lot of weight personally into this fair value gap right here. And this fair value gap, you know what, I'll show you how it forms. The price is moving right now pretty nicely to the upside. We'll see if it wants to continue here or if it wants to respect and push lower. You guys got in here, honestly, good job. That was a pretty early entry with some risk. We'll see here if we can get my entry. There's a 5-minute fair value gap here as well. If we invert this and we close to the upside, that's going to be an IPG on the 5-minute. It respected really nicely. If you guys go to your 5-minute chart, I'm going to do it for you actually. See this? How nicely respected to the downside. And now we're going to get that push to the upside. And there's going to be further confirmation of IPGs. If we get that closure, remember, it has to close in 1 minute and 30 seconds above it. If it closes like this, trouble town. And it's all about stacking these little PD arrays. And once you get them enough, a couple of them stacked for you, and there's not too many against you, that's when your 50-50 chance starts increasing from a strike rate perspective. Add like a nice 3-1 RR, and bam, you're a profitable trader. Okay, so what are you going to do here? You're going to use this, or you're going to slice through? For me, it's going to be 6 contracts. So the 5-minute close below mean threshold of the 5-minute chart, which is not the close that I wanted to see. But again, if like I wouldn't be entering right now based on that 5-minute close. And I would be looking at like this right here. This is the 5-minute fair value gap. Okay. This is it's well respected. None of the bodies on the 5-minute close within it. And right now we're seeing an attempt. It close to mean threshold, still below it. We're seeing if it wants to just break through that. And that's going to give me the confirmation there that price, even having your stop loss down there for 3-to-1, should not get below that. And it could. It's just probabilities, guys. This would be what? 22.5. Maybe I might actually put my stop loss there. If we do get above here, I'll put my stop loss below the 5-minute fair value gap. So like when it actually does touch it, I know that I'm absolutely wrong about my long position. And it's still a 3-to-1, so still pretty hefty. As of right now, like this trade, like going down all the way, might not happen. So the most probable trade here, and we're in the macro right now. It's 4 minutes before 8. Prices, look, it's respecting the lower half of this first presentation fair value gap. So I'm okay with this because I know that when it slices, this is going to be a good, it's still a very valid fair value gap to go long off of. And it gives me a bit more structure here too, because we had a pullback, we push up, and I'm going to have my stop loss below this bullish order block before the slice through New York. Technically, the validation of this IFEG here, or this reclaimed fair value gap, I have to double check about reclaimed fair value gaps. But again, I'm looking at the logic of a closing above it. That's going to be the absolute confirmation. Can you take it once it closes above mean threshold? Yeah, you can assume that like the next candle is going to break higher and you can get that, squeeze that RR a bit more. But in my case, I'm gonna wait for that closure there. So price is still closing below the mean threshold of the 5-minute fair value gap. Bodies are not even getting into that green fair value gap. So right now, this is showing me that price is respecting both these fair values, both these levels. Delivery to the upside, technically, this is a shift in market structure right here, right? You got one low, drive, second low, drive lower, push higher. And this double drive is what I like to see. I call it the Mike Tyson 1-2. So wait for that second jab, and then, you know, technically going along here was an option, but we were, remember, if this wasn't here, maybe, and I can't tell you if we would have went long after this IPG here, but because this was here, bias was split on what price would do, and we waited. That was the logic behind that there. Kind of enjoy telling you guys what I'm thinking because it really enforces my technicals. Like I cannot, sometimes I bullshit myself when I'm off camera. I convince myself to get into positions I shouldn't. But with you guys watching, I can't do that. So we got to play it by the rules. Believe it or not, you make a lot more money. Okay, price right now is attempting. So on the 5-minute, we went down. I think we're going to be closing up higher here. So far, I'm liking this overall delivery here. You just got to see a bit more and see it close above. Was that the 8 o'clock candle? It was. Remember, guys, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, there's always going to be like a little spike here. So when you're in longs or shorts and you're very close, there's always a chance on these top hour candles that you might get spiked out. And what would be even better now is it creating a fair value gap, the first one after 8 o'clock, and using that to push price higher. So we have more confluence on the long. Body still closing below mean threshold and not interested yet. I see this like as an iron wall here. Once it breaks, the troops can go. And then we got like this buy side liquidity here. Like this is minor buy side. For quick 1-to-1s or for eval passes, this might be like a good target to take. But we're going for the big bucks. This is my payout trade, so we waited long for it. And if it doesn't play out, on to the next. Price, will you break above this level here? So bodies are still staying in the lower half of this green fair value gap here. If anyone has a short bias in the crowd, let me know. But as of right now, let's look at the 2-minute here. And I like to go through my charts here sometimes to see what the other time frames are looking like. So we might get a pullback here and then maybe a push higher. Watching that on the 2-minute. Again, structure here. We had the shift in structure on the 2-minute, equal highs above us. On the 3-minute, it's still looking decent. Again, I got this little imbalance here that price might want to reach into before kind of driving through that first presentation. 4-minute and then 5-minute here. If we get a close in the next minute and a half. All right. So you can see here, price is attempting here to kind of break through it. So attempt 1, 2, and now it's attempting once again to get through this green. I have, based on the 3-minute, we have an MMSMTP's original consolidation. Oh, you're talking about this here? Yeah. Yep. That is one of the negative factors of this trade. But I think we're going to push higher, grab these highs, and then on the open, push lower. Again, it's just the story I created for myself, what price wants to do based on staring at price for 10 years. But you might be right there, Martin. We'll see. But this is kind of my framework and my bias and what's going to allow me to risk $200 on this trade here. Looks like a Judas now. Yep. The other way you can see this market is, this is, as Martin says, the Judah shift in market structure, fake out, and then it pushes lower to these lows here, which is London lows. But again, my opinion, guys, I think we're good. Just because I'm not crazy about like this MMS structure. And again, it's like, what's going for this trade? It's going to be, why is this text so big here? Let's make it smaller. Settings. Okay, it's not better. Yeah, so number 1, it's going to be right? So we had a sell side liquidity sweep to MMS on 1 minute, 3, 2 punches lower, and reversal, or using first presentation as support, using Wednesday's first presentation as support with 5-minute fair value gap. And again, the 5-minute hasn't broken to the upside yet. So that has not been confirmed from my end. And then 5 triple high liquidity. Like that's kind of my bias there. Okay. Could price go into this like 5-minute fair value gap here and just never close above it and just push price below and go into this imbalance and push lower? It can, right? That's why I'm waiting for this one confirmation here going to the upside. Yeah, but the 5-minute here looks, it looks bearish. I'm not going to lie. I'm just not liking any of this, like this rejection of this low and the pullback. We got a little 5-minute fair value gap here as well. After the displacement, mark it up. Bullish PDA. 5-minute fair value gap. Here's a 5-minute fair value gap. Here's a 5-minute fair value gap. This one's going to be actually red. You have too much stuff now. It gets messy. Let's delete some stuff here. We don't need this. Actually, you know what? We'll leave that fair value up there in case prices go up. If price gets below these levels right here, then maybe that might be the drive lower. And we'll shift our bias. You guys are saying MMS is not a bad idea, but I also think we higher on line. Yeah, Spectre. Like that's what I'm thinking too. Maybe now lower with the USA Open, we fly through to go highs. We also touch VWAP. We got a VWAP trader, close on the previous one, our range bumped. Overall bullish. So see how we're like all mixed here? And like all of your ideas are valid. Like every single one's valid. Mine's going to get validated once you break this high. If we don't break this high, I'm wrong. And we're not going to lose any money and it's going to go lower. Is price going to go lower here? Once it starts breaking first presentation and maybe like the midnight opening range, that becomes a lot higher possibility. And maybe we might catch like the last leg here. But this is exactly what I mean. We have 2 levels of liquidity and we're trying to figure out which one price wants to go to. So it's not ideal what price is currently giving us. And just make sure that like you're okay with risking your risk amount on the story that is presenting, knowing that there's like opposing side liquidity. Okay. The good news is I think the majority of you sat through all this rubbish price action. Even in like the macro, if we grabbed it there, it would have been break even right there. So no loss there. I was kind of biting my tongue here. I'm like, I should have taken that long. But again, it would have been a nothing burger at the end. Either Martin's right here and we're all wrong, or we're all wrong. Wait, Martin's right and we're all wrong, or we're all right and Martin's wrong. But my bias will be like the moment we can't get above this and we start, I'll see if we can get like a little 2-to-1 here at the bottom. 5. No. You know what? It's the goal here is for all of us to be right. Yeah. And it's good because like what I'm seeing roughly in the chat is like we're accepting of being wrong. Like it's completely okay to be wrong. And when you guys do this full time and you guys quit your jobs, there's going to be a fundamental understanding that you might be wrong at all times, and NQ is going to humble you in a second. Oh, thanks a lot, SNE. Yeah, there's there's other streamers where they trades every like 10, 15 minutes. And like that's like a pressure I have. I'm like, maybe that's what people want to see. But ultimately, there's one goal only. It's to execute high quality trades, understand the logic behind it. It might be a bit more boring, but the goal is to make more money. That's the only goal, to make money. And to create the right mindsets to go into like a live account where you're risking 200 real dollars, knowing that it should play out based on my back testing of X amount of years and using prop firms, but that's the ultimate goal, right? And now if you're wrong, it's like whatever, reset, $100, and you have 2,000 more dollars to play with. So there's a huge advantage when it comes to prop firms and protecting your downside capital, but you can't go like a maniac and buy them and copy trade. That's no, like you guys aren't getting payouts. Never have more than one prop firm. Never. Once you get a payout, scale to 2. If you get a payout, scale to 4. If you blow 4, go back to 1. And you will never, ever go into debt going that way. If you start blowing them, let's say more than 30% of the, or let's say you blow an account more than 3 times before a payout, in my opinion, maybe it's time to go back to a demo, get that confidence and go back into the prop firm. Believe it or not, I trade best on one prop firm. The moment I start scaling, more fear gets introduced and I trade worse. It's crazy. My best performance is usually when I just trade one prop firm. Last summer, I had 28 accounts and I got them all up to $800 and then I blew them. Just way too much stress. I went from like 3 accounts to 28 in like 3 weeks. Would have been a nice payout of like 40,000, but never got there. Let's see what Philip saying. Using the PO3 of hourly candle, we go down, maybe touch the 5-minute fair value gap, then go back up 20 minutes to the hour. Yep, maybe. So you can see here on the 5-minute, we went down, we closed. Like, look at this closure here, guys. We technically closed. We opened up a bit below that on the next candle. We're pushing higher now. We're going back into fresh presentation. What am I not liking about this right now? Time of day, 8:15. We got one more. Ooh. All right. 40 seconds for the close. Let me see the 30-second here. Did the 30-second close yet? Four, 3, 2. Okay, I'm waiting long here. This is what we waited for. Like, this is exactly what we wanted to see. And we'll see if it happens. All right. Perfect. I think the 1-minute closed right above it, or at it closed right at it. But anyways, I'm okay with that closure. I'm assuming right now the price is going to use this and it's going to push higher. Okay. That's really it. And if I get stopped out, I really like this. I like everything about this trade other than that London sell side. But based on the shift in market structure and the pullback here and the filling of this 5-minute fair value up to the downside with this aggressive push higher, I like it. So be it. If it closes below here, I have a bit more wiggle room using this 5-minute fair value gap here as protection. But that's a trade, guys. Technically almost a 3-to-1. And then we can do a little sell side here. We'll do a limit. And losses like this, if it were to lose, we'll see. Doesn't impact. There's 0 tilts after this. That's funny. Want. This right here, this is break even for me. Okay. Move stop to break even. To be honest, this required a lot of patience to get into this trade. So it better deliver. I'm going to put my stop loss below this bullish order block here before the explosion higher. Again, I don't think it should get there. Maybe it might wick, but I don't think it should at this point. That's my trade invalidation. If it gets lower, it just means that price might just be wonky until the open. There's the next macros at 8:30. There's a 8:30 macro. There's also news here. All right. Okay. We're going to be trading through news, but it's orange. It's orange impacting. It's medium. If it was red, I would be a bit more worried. If price closes down here and then it closes above, I'm going to scale in 2 more contracts. Okay. So there might be a scaling opportunity here for me. And I'll move my stop loss up a bit. So my risk is still the same, roughly 220 around there. Closed above the 5-minute fair value gap. Yeah, good. We want to see this body stay above mean threshold here, guys. Okay. Okay, I'm going to buy 2 more. Move it up just a bit here, just a tad. This hits $1,000. How much am I risking then if it's $1,000? Risking $7. So $230 roughly. Okay. Okay, so I'm okay with the risk. This might be the catalyst to push price higher. So far, great closures, guys, above mean threshold of this first presentation. That's what I want to see. Price is failing to get back below after it really struggled to break it. Come on, price. Push. You've done the damage to the downside. You've got clear liquid. Grab those sell stops. Grab those short sellers. Another nice close here in the upper half of this fair value gap. This is what I want to see. I'm not going to scale in more. My risk right now is around 230-ish. And I'm okay with this. It's almost a 4-to-1. Stop loss is sitting well below. Technically, it could have been a bit more well protected down here, but it should. This is the main PD array I'm using as protection, along with the mean threshold here of this fair value gap. They sold it with limits up there. Yeah. Good day, price. See you later, price. Definitely trail below this low here. This attempt bullish order block. So stop loss is even lower than like risk is 30%, 25-30% removed around there. if price ever gets to this low on the lower half of the first presentation of yesterday, trade's over. I'll tell you that right now. Do you trade live daily? Not daily. I might not do Mondays anymore because we had some really bad price action this Monday. But I try at least 3 times a week. I try for 4. I try doing so like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then depending, if I wake up and like there's some great price action Monday, I'm just going to shoot out a stream real time without planning for it. But I try giving you guys some consistency here. Yeah. Oh, thanks a lot, Carlos. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, and like my mind's always running. Like, what if price does this? What if it does that? Okay, this fair value gap looked decent. This one looked, okay. And you're always kind of running through these scenarios, and eventually something just really stands out, and you're like, I'm okay with risking here. Like, guys, my strike rate's like 50%, and there's a positive equity curve. So, as long as there's proper risk management and a bias, I'm a bit worried about this, to be honest. This medium news, but it's just something I'm going to absorb into this trade, and hopefully it's somewhere around here so I can break even, and I'll just let price do its thing. To be honest, you know how every single time it gets screwed over, we might actually just end the trade here. This is the low hanging fruit objective. Technically, this is the lowest fruit hanging objective here, but I'm not gonna give a 2-to-1 for a possible 4-to-1. It's just I'm gonna get a free trade once it hits here, and then it's either 0 or 4R. And 4R for me is I'm done trading for the week. My family funded futures, or funded family futures, I can never get that right. It's gonna bleed a bit more money going into their long weekend. Come on. Sell stop. Can probably push it. You know what? No, I'm going to leave it where it is. What's my stop at here? 10-point stop loss. $140 right now on the table. I lose 140 or I make 1,000. And soon it's going to be 0 and 1,000. Hopefully. Maybe not. Maybe might just rock it down. But so far, structure here looks okay. 5 minutes looking great. It's going into these 2 5-minute fair value gaps here. Like here's one. Like this is a 5-minute that respected really nicely in the past. So you want to see a break above, close above. In the next minute and a half, if we get a closure above, that's really good. Because that means if price were to rock it down, it has to break this 5-minute fair value gap. It has to break. And I'm going to have my stop loss at mean threshold here. Technically, to be honest, at this point, and break even makes sense. Maybe. The one thing I'm worried about is it wicking you for break even and then it going to all-time highs. And by all-time highs, I mean just today's highs. Pretty cool here, bias. I just entered a short with a TP of, all right. Mackin, thanks for the liquidity, bro. I'm just kidding. Yeah, may the best man win here. I think there's a lot here showing to the upside though. So, all right, so we're break even. Great day. Oh, thanks, Irvi. Yeah, pretty good day, guys. One clean trade, to be honest, it was a great entry. Very happy with even the scale in. And now, like option 1 here, you guys can if you guys are trading, I don't recommend, and here's a mini disclaimer, that everything here is fake trading and nothing here is real. There's no real money involved. But you can start to partial out. So we just took out some minor buy side liquidity. So what I'm going to do as a good boy, should I partial out, guys? Do I take out 2? You know what? I'm going to take out 2. I'm going to get paid just a bit here at this minor buy side. Yes. Okay. All right. You guys are making me trade north. See, you guys are you should trade. But see, my greediness comes in there. That was me live and having greediness being, you know what? If I don't trail and it goes up higher, it's going to be a winning trade. Sell stop can go where? It's going to go below this 5-minute candle here. I don't want to see this hit lower. Or you know what? I'm just going to leave it where it is. You can definitely put your stop loss there. But at this point, I took my partials here of roughly $150. And now I'm going to be waiting for the London high to be taken. And you know what? Maybe let's just take this low hang objective here, right? Like this right here. The very first high. There's a little grouping here. Because so many times it just freaking touches it and just goes at the other direction. 5-minute, 400 to 470 for me. Yeah, good guys. You guys exit position in the greens. You guys are winning. But remember, what makes my equity curve go up the most is me holding the trades and being uncomfortable. Like I am a bit right now, saying I could close this off for $350. I'll have an $800 day on each of my accounts. So what is that? 2.5K. But in the long term, I know these moves, they really make my payouts heavier. And it gives me more to the downside in terms of just screwing up because you make more profit. So you guys have to find that balance. Journal. And like, that's okay. Listen, all you need is 1 micro, man. When price moves, how many points is it? 60? Yeah, one micro is more than enough, man. And slowly start scaling. What's going to be if this hits profit target, 63. All right, so 630. So $600 right now is on the table. News in 3 minutes. Okay. What do you guys think news is going to do? Do you think it's going to power down or power up? Is it going to hit this super obvious liquidity, or is it going to drill a hole through everyone's pockets to the downside, including mine? I think it's going to go up. I think it's like higher chance of going up here than down. Up, yeah. And if it doesn't, whatever. But today we grabbed NQ by the balls and we're like, you shall bend to my will. But even if it stops me out here, I'm okay. It won't be a payout day for me. I'll see if there's something clean, maybe around 10 o'clock. But if it does, it's a payout. Five minutes about to close. 5 minutes closing really healthy right now in terms of the fair value gaps. Like it's closing in the upper half. Like this here is a 5-minute fair value gap. It's closing in the upper half. What does that mean? Weakness, guys. If it didn't get past this mean throw, we're a minute till news here. Here's the news candle. I'm going to delete it. We know that there's medium impacting news here, right there. Actually, I'll leave it. 30 seconds. We got a little nice displacement higher here. I would trail here. I'm just a bit worried about the news. Seconds. But nothing here is telling me that price is going to dip down to this level here. So I'm assuming it's going to go higher. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. I'm glad you're finding value, Max. If you guys enjoy the commentary like Max, drop me a like. That gives me confirmation that like what you guys are hearing is somewhat of value. Beautiful. Keep pushing. Use that strength. Don't go back down. My sell stop, it's moving a bit now. I'm going to lock in a bit more profit here, maybe $100 more. I don't want to see price even getting anywhere close to that. There you go. Bit more price. Come on. And I would love to finish the trading day even earlier than I was anticipating, but we'll see. We're at the mercy of NQ right now. I'm moving my stop loss below this 5-minute fair value gap here. Order block. It would be concerning if price were to get all the way down here. But that would be a little, you know, profit of whatever, 10 points times 5. So I have $100 locked in right now. And so it'll be $250 for the trade instead of $1,000. But we are trying to be professional risk managers here. And remember, if you're chasing a payout and you don't get it today, that's fine. There's going to be many trades tomorrow on Monday. Well, not tomorrow, it's a holiday. So or after this, if you guys are in the positives and you made a lot of money today, lock out and just have a good long weekend. Because imagine going into tomorrow with like losses, that would suck. So okay, I'm looking at ES right now. ES is far from the highs as well. So nothing concerning there. 15-minute ultra bullish close here. I'm going to move my stop loss below this order block here on the 1 minute. To be honest, this partial here, it removed so much stress, you guys don't even know. I was a bit stressed going into it. You probably don't see it. But it completely removed everything. And now we're in the 830 macro. And what I want to see is price just take these highs out. What can it do? Remember, it can leave relative equal highs here and push lower, be funny, open up, Judah swing to the upside, and then dip lower. It could do that, right? But we're just sticking to our bias. And let's just hope that price is going to continue this bullish delivery of order flow. So this we can move. We don't need this anymore. That was minor buy side. This is 7 a.m. first presentation. This is 6 a.m. first presentation, fair value gap. Look how isn't that interesting? How like the bodies are just sticking within it. Once we get a closure above it, probabilities go up, right? That's why I left that fair value up there. Anyways, it looks like we're going to be pulling back here. Here, I'll have my stop loss right below there. Yeah, my sell stop right now is in a place where if price gets there, I'm wrong in my bias. And that's okay. But we've cleared so much negative PDRAs like against price. Like nothing on the downside is holding up right now, other than this 6 a.m. first presentation fair value gap, which price decided to stall there. It's going into this should be blue. Sorry, guys. It's just a displacement candle. You know, nice rejections here. Price is going. Like, what do you want to see right now? You want to see this body close above, right? Right now we're hunting 8:30, so there's still a lot of time till 9:30. But we'll see if price wants to use this. If it breaks this, I think I'm wrong. And price is going to go lower. It's eventually going to grab these highs. But all we can do right now is just manage your stop loss and manage your target. Not choke the trade. And it's very easy to choke. Everything in me just wants me to take my stop loss and just jam it up there. But I know I've been hurt so many times in the past. And I would have had more money right now if I didn't jam my stop losses in the last 6 months. So I'm trying to hold it here. And honestly, if I give up this extra $200 or $100 or whatever it is, that's okay. And that's the mindset you have to have. Remember, there's this book, and if you guys are into reading, it's called The Best Loser Wins. And the guy talks about the reason why losers lose and winners win is because winners hold through uncomfortability, just like this. Like, this is a bit uncomfortable. And instead of taking out your profits there, like right now, to be honest, removing your stop loss, price gets below that, it's going to go a lot lower. Okay. Wait for it. Technically, you can partial out here. Look, I'm going to be a good boy. 2. I'm going to be a good boy right here. And partial. Where did I partial there? Okay. I'm okay with that. Right? It took out, and this is ICE teachings. Every time we grab a new high, you partial. Because we don't know when it's going to turn around. We think it's going to go there. Right. Keep going. You're so close. Change your salsa. Oh, thank you guys. This is something I hate about Tradevate. I can make mistakes. Thanks, Max. Max, you caught me yesterday and you caught me today. SMT. Yeah, we can definitely talk about it. Let me park it for a sec and then we'll definitely talk about. Actually, you know what? One sec. What did you guys write here? I was not looking at chat for the last 5 minutes, staring at price here. Dan is saying a short would be good from here. To be honest, I think, so if a short would be good from here, why wouldn't price want to take out this liquidity first? Right, Dan? So ask yourself that question. I layered at 428. So Vervi layer, did you like scale in there? Yeah, that's Max. To be honest, you locking a bit more at 470, that's okay. What's going to break all of you and break me is your mindset. That's it. So I think, Max, you getting out early, it's completely okay. And if you want to call it a day and have a great weekend, that is a great strategy. I'm not going to say that's like you're not missing out on anything of just stopping trading after having a nice fat win on Thursday. Quant, identical trade. I'm impressed. Banked 4-1 runner. The market can keep the leftovers. I'm taking the groceries home. Very nice, Quant. Good job. Yeah, Furby killed it. Power Dom, off course. Yeah. I'm about to close in a few. Yep. Yeah, so far, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what price does. Either I think, I don't know. There's no way for me to tell. Like, I think I make 200 or 400. I think that's the split. Big displacement in the LTD. And your stop loss. Yeah. Third of val done yesterday. Now I have the accounts trading this week. 2 more vals. Okay, nice. So it looks like you're stacking there. Again, quant, I don't know how you trade, but 3 is a nice amount. Like, you can make a shitload of money off 3. I have 3 right now. And the only reason why is it's just because of my stress management. That's it. I start trading more, I start freaking out. And then I start trading really poorly. So the question here is, guys, is price going to dip? Like, if price is something like this, like it does, we had aggressive push higher, and then if we push lower like that, that's going to be concerning, right? So I'm anticipating that price is going to hold here and push higher. And if it goes lower, I'm okay with being out. Even though it does something like this, it pushes lower. Like, let's say this candle didn't go up, it kept going lower. And then I'm okay with that because in the long term, I would not hold this V-shape rejection if it were to happen for it to go higher. Unless like my stop loss is all the way down here or something. And I'm like, yeah, just like a mini pullback. So that's my consensus or my thought analysis in having my stop loss here. So 2-6 trades, guys. Strike rate, 100%. It's actually not 100% yet. This is like a 3/4 strike rate if it hits my stop loss. One of my payments came in. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is like one of my first payouts. Finally came in. Only you guys won't see it there. Just over $1,000 in my bank account from just one little payout that I did last week. And now it's going to be a bit more than that. I'm going to be withdrawing just over 2,000 if it hits. If not, then unfortunately, I just got to wait till next week. Or I might just do a withdrawal of like 1.7K. I think I might do that. We'll just do a withdrawal regardless. Right now, only FFF, yeah. Once I get a payout, because it's just going to be a payout on my highest account, which is sitting with a balance of, right now it's 53,800. The other ones are trailing behind it. One's at 51.5 and the other one's at 50.6. Once I get a payout on all three, I'm going to start diversifying, and I think I'll buy, I don't know, 3 more, maybe Apex. I think Apex might be my next one, or Lucid. I don't know yet. Oh yeah. Let's go. I'm moving my sell stop below this wick here. It's this bullish order block. What would a good boy do here? You would partial. Are we going to be a good boy? We are. Sell. Today, this is called good boy trading. All right. Partial heavy. I have 2 left. These are runners from like the original 7. To be honest, I should have just partialed out more. What am I doing here? Okay, whatever. We're holding it. Stop loss below the body of this bullish order block here. Okay, I have 2 contracts. Sell stop 2. Limit is 2. Okay. We can remove this. Not important. So these are my 2 options here. 38. So 150 stop loss. And my limit is at 66. So it's $100 here. It's either I make 100 or I don't, right? So that's my total risk remaining. Mark that 824 fair value gap. 824. Where are you, 824? This one right here. So, agreed. I'm not going to be trading later. So, but when you guys are trading to the downside, this is proper rejection of a fair value gap. When this breaks to the downside, this is a good contender for an IVG, okay? So be very picky with your fair value gaps. This is a good one. See? Body's in the upper quadrant, relative strength. This is nice. Okay. 813. Martin's calling out a really like a lot of good fair value gaps. 813. Let's see what you have at 813 here. Yeah, this one's good too. But to be honest, Martin, I would just use the first presentation here, and I would ignore all the ones inside. But you're right, it's nested, it's good. So, anyways, right now it's like 50-50. I think probabilities are 70% up, and 30% it hits my stop loss here. I hope it doesn't, but it could. We're above 7 a.m. 6 a.m. first presentation. the majority of my partials averaged out right here somewhere. So I think this is like A+ management, and you're not getting the max profit here, but you're reducing stress. You're allowed to be in the trades, because when you guys start trading crazy money, and I'm not doing that yet, I'm just being honest, but like $2,000, $3,000 per account, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to want a partial. Prop firm trading, it just warps your mind a bit. But man, what a great pre-930 session. And the reason, for those that are new here, we trade 930 because it's easier price action. The madness happens at 930. To be honest, I get chopped up around 930. 950 is when I get cleaner trades. There's some traders out there, like I think Charmaine's a good trader. He trades a 930 price action, and you have to have larger stop losses. And price moves a lot faster. You have to be really nimble. I personally like getting in before the storm. Very clean, easy to scale in, easy to scale out. Price is relatively slow. You get your smooth highs, your smooth lows. You get your structure. And you get all of London to trade off of what it left behind the goodies. And sometimes there's no goodies, and sometimes there's goodies. So that's why the most amount of money that I make is basically in this time right now. 6:45 to 9 o'clock. And after 9 to 9:30, I don't like that last half an hour. Unless I have a trade running, I'll keep it. But in my opinion, do not take trades the last 30 minutes before the 9:30 open. What would a good boy do here? Would they partial here? In theory, it never took out a high. Maybe it wants to take out the side, maybe like an additional partial. Like, let's do this here. Let's do, because I know, I have a feeling these highs here are going to get tagged. So let's maybe sell one. There you go. So now if it hits here, I'm going to bank 40 more bucks. And I think I'm losing out on maybe 20 or 30. So it's not for the weak. Nope. And everyone trades it. Like every single retail. So there's my next partial here. And at this point, we can just jam it up to this here, below this down close candle. Or maybe below like this, below this down close candle. Absolutely nifty. So yeah, so anyways, guys, we're gonna be closing off the live stream soon. Congratulations for those that took this trade. I think it was a sick trade. I'm partnered right now with just three firms, unfortunately. I'm a small YouTuber. If you guys use my codes, I get a small kickback, and then eventually I'll be getting free accounts from these prop firms, which I will be giving out here and there. And then if I'm blessed every month, I'm always big on giving back to the community. And again, once you have enough money, I think it's time to give. So thanks, guys, for joining. If you guys aren't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. We're not trading tomorrow. On Monday, I'll see price action. If it's nice, I'll put up a live stream. If not, we're just going to miss Monday. And then for sure, we'll start on Tuesday. Take care, guys. Happy long weekend. Great trading to all of you. For those that took wins, honestly, just call it a week. Do yourself a favor. And if you want to keep trading, feel free to do so. Not financial advice. Safe trading, and talk soon, guys. Yeah, thanks, Juan. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, everyone.